Here we go.
Hi everyone, welcome to Ask Clev and Dev Work from Home Edition, since we're all locked up in our homes. We figured we would still answer some of your questions and try to make something fun from it. So I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the questions that the community has asked.
Let's go. Let's answer a few of your questions. First question. Everyone ever wants to know, will you make more games? Can you tell us what the next game will be?
The answer is yes, we will make more games. No, we can't tell you what it will be because we don't already know what it will be. So we are working on prototypes for different game ideas, and we've built a bunch of things and play tested things and made changes to design and all sorts of things.
It's a lot of work, and we have a lot of ideas. We are trying a lot of different stuff, and eventually we'll get to that golden idea, and eventually we'll have a new game.
But we have not decided on a next game yet, and we definitely won't announce anything until we are absolutely sure that we know what we're working on.
But you can always keep playing Chicken Horse.
Do you play custom levels? This question is from somebody whose name is App, I guess.
It's his name. What can I do?
I've played some of them. I don't play a ton of them anymore. I think I did when I was doing more testing, and also as, I don't know, when someone on the team would say, hey, you should really try out this level, or if someone on Discord was, people on Discord were talking about it. But I think at this point I don't play a ton of them. I'm sorry, I apologize. But if you have a cool one and you want to send it to me, go ahead. I'll try it. Probably, maybe.
Well, personally, I don't. I'm not that good at playing them. Sometimes you need to have a lot of skills to play them. And I like so much the default levels that we have on the game that it's difficult for me to choose custom levels. I can say though that I love to see the new levels that you people are doing. Your creativity is amazing. So keep making custom levels even though I don't play them.
Is the new space map inspired by the level Asteroid Belt, which was made by Brontalo? The answer is yes, very much so.
So this was one of the custom levels that I ended up playing, and I enjoyed a lot, and I really liked the idea, and I said, well, I think we can use this idea and put the art of the game on top of it and elaborate a little bit more, and that's what we did. And yes, Brontalo, there's a lot of your custom level idea on the space level.
And we actually just started a series of behind the scenes stuff, posts about the Acrobatic update and all the stuff that went into making the choices that we made about the design and about the levels and about the blocks. So they're coming out each week, and if you read through those, you will see that yes, indeed, Asteroid Belt was a big influence on that map.
Frozen Cat 47 wants to know, what is your least favorite block?
So I think my least favorite block is probably the glue just itself. And the caveat there is that the glue is super fun if you put it between if you put it between two blocks to make them move and make an interesting interaction. But just the honey itself on a platform, when you're trying to run across and jump off of it, and you get stuck just on the edge of it and it pulls you down, that is probably my least favorite. But I'm not saying the glue block is bad. I'm just saying it itself, without any fun things to do with it, is bad. Otherwise, Kyler will yell at me.
I think that I really like to use black holes. When I have the black hole to use, I love them. But when people are using black holes against me, I hate them. So yeah, I think black hole is the one that I don't like.
Aspie asks, why are there sprites for Elephant with Jane Fonda in the name? I'll let Fabio answer this one because I think he's best to answer that one since he drew the outfits.
When we were looking for new outfits for Elephant, one of the ideas that I had was, why don't we put an exercise outfit on the elephant? And the first thing that comes in my mind, and I guess in everyone else's mind, when you think about exercise outfit, it's that classic Jane Fonda outfit. If you don't know who Jane Fonda is, she's she's a very famous actress, American actress. And at some point in her life, she started doing like exercises tapes, videotapes. I think in the 80s. And one of her most famous videotapes, she was wearing this outfit with stripes and like huge pink polainas. And this outfit was so famous that everyone in the world was using these outfits to go to the gym. So yeah, I said, I'm going to put this outfit on the elephant. And that's what I did. And that's why some of the sprites are called Jane Fonda.
Run asks, have you ever thought about becoming a farmer instead of making games? I feel like I have a hard enough time with like having plants on the balcony that stay alive. So I do love plants, and this year we planted basil and mint and things like that, and it was nice. But I think a whole farm, like a real farm, would be a lot of work. And I know especially the farming schedule is like 5 a.m. to sundown, basically, and I have an easier time waking up not when the sun is rising and making video games. So as long as making video games is still a thing I could do, then I will choose that over farming.
I wouldn't say a farmer, but if there's something that I always think is to live far away. I don't know why I have this idea that farmers, they live far away and apart from everyone else, but this aspect I really like. I think that one day I will end up living on the woods, far from everything, far from people, from the society, alone, with no social media, no internet, no nothing, just me, a tiny house, and the woods.
What was the first game you ever played? Asks Sir Carrot 1.
The first game that I have ever played in my life, and I always remember it, I always remember the feeling that I had when I played it, was River Raid. Do you know River Raid? Amazing game. Damn, it's so good. I always wondered how would be the end of this game, because it's impossible to get to the end. So it gets to a point where it's almost impossible to play. It's very difficult. One day, like I think it was last year, I saw a video on YouTube where someone created an AI to play River Raid, to play like perfect River Raid to get to the end. So the game ends when you get to when you get to 9999999 points, because they cannot make another number of points. When you get there, it just say game over, and the game is over. It was so disappointing. I thought there were going to be a story where you land your plane and something happens, but no. It just ends where you are, stops where you are, and say, okay, congratulations, game over. Well, that's it, River Raid.
So I think the first memory I have of being really excited about getting a new game was getting an N64 and Super Mario 64. But I played a ton of Super Nintendo before that, and so I remember NHL 94 was the game that my brother and I played all the time. And there was a game called Soccer Shootout, also on SNES, which was fantastic. I don't remember what the first one was. It was probably one of the Mario games on the original Nintendo. We had an Atari. My dad had an Atari, so I played some of those games on Atari, but this was like hard to have very clear memories of playing that Atari, except for later on in life when we found it again when I was, 10 years old or something, and we're like, whoa, it's so old, after the N64 had come out, and the N64 at the time was like the newest of the new technology. So Yeah, but I'd say the game that I remember the most fondly of like receiving, I think it was a birthday present or some sort of present, and it was an N64 for my brother and I, and Super Mario 64, and I remember just playing that for hours and hours and hours and hours, and yeah, I'd say that was my first memory.
Oh, so this was the last question for this Ask Cleve Dev. I hope you liked it. Thank you for sending your questions. Keep sending them, even though you spent a long time not answering. I think now we're going to answer more often. But yeah, thank you very much. I see you next time, and bye bye. Do pow pow. Do pow pow.